Good morning, students. Myself Kiran Yadav. I am your English teacher for class 4th. So, today we are going to do our next and last chapter. This is the story Pinocchio. So, students, have you ever heard this word Pinocchio? Yes, well, Pinocchio was a little boy whose nose grew when he lied. So this story is adapted from the story of Pinocchio. Okay, and who is the author? Carlo Collodi. So it has been written by Italian author Carlo Collodi. So let's read this story and find out what kind of a boy this Pinocchio was. So before start the story, let's know about the author. The Adventure of Pinocchio is a novel for children by Italian author Carlo Collodi, and this written in the language Spezia. It is about the mischievous adventures of an animated marionette puppet named Pinocchio and his father, a poor woodcarver, which is carpenter named Gepetto. Okay, so let's read now. Once upon a time, an old carpenter bought a very queer piece of wood. As he used his plan on it, he heard a little laughing voice say, "Stop! You are tickling me." So once upon a time, there was a carpenter. He was old. So one day he bought a strange piece of wood. So when he started shaping that wood with his plane is क्या flat area, but plane is a tool that carpenter used to shape up the wood. So he heard that someone is laughing. He said that you are tickling me, you are make me laugh, you make me laugh. The old man was puzzled by the voice. So uh, he said, so now the old man was confused by the voice. He said, "This is a strange piece of wood. What shall I do with it? I think I will make it into a puppet." So the old man was shocked by the voice. He thought that this piece of wood is just strange. It is odd, and what should I do? And now what should I do? So he decided, I will make puppet with this wood. He set to work, and as the puppet boy took shape, the old man said, "He must have a name. I will call him Pinocchio." So he started working on his puppet, and when he shaped that wood in the puppet, the Pinocchio, and he thought that he should have the name. So he gave the name Pinocchio. He called it Pinocchio. As soon as he finished making the eyes, the carpenter was amazed to see them move. So when he finished making his eyes, the eyes were started moving. Before the mouth was made, it began to laugh. And when he was making mouth, before that he began to laugh. "Stop laughing," the old man said. So old man said, "Stop laughing." It did stop, but as soon as his back was turned, it put out its tongue and its nose grew long. So when it stopped laughing, the Pinocchio puppet stopped laughing. But as soon as the carpenter started doing any other work and he turned his back towards him, it put out its tongue. It took out its tongue. Then he took out its tongue to tease him, and the nose of that puppet grew slightly long. No sooner were its hands ready than it snatched off the carpenter's wig and put it on its own head, and then Pinocchio's nose grew longer. When his hands were made, the hand of the Pinocchio were made with those hand. He snatched the with those hand he snatched the wig of the carpenter, and he himself wore the wig. So, and then Pinocchio's nose grew longer, and when he did that thing, that mischievous thing, this mischievous thing, its nose grew longer. So whenever the Pinocchio do mischievous things, his nose started growing longer. When its legs and feet were made, they were too stiff to use. So the carpenter showed Pinocchio how to use them. So when he made his legs, it was very stiff, very rigid, because it was made of wood. So he was not able to move them. So carpenter guide him how to use them. Now the carpenter decided to send Pinocchio to school, but there Pinocchio did nothing but look for fun. He often ran away from school. So now the carpenter has made Pinocchio his son, and he decided, because that puppet has life into him, he can walk, he can talk, his eyes move. His eyes move, he can do everything like a normal boy. So the carpenter decided to send him to school, but there Pinocchio did nothing but look for fun. So when he goes to school, he did nothing there. He just went to school for fun. He always keep playing, doing naughty thing, doing mischievous. He always making fun of others. He used to run away school. He used to run away from school. Why don't you go to school? Asked the carpenter. Pinocchio told him a lie, and his son started growing, his nose started growing longer and longer. So now the carpenter asked, why don't you go to school? So Pinocchio again told him a lie, and when he lied, his nose started growing longer and longer. So as you can see in this picture, each time he was rude to someone or told a lie, his nose grew longer. Finally, Pinocchio said, I am glad to be a real boy. I will never lie again. So when his nose has become so long, so irritated, he was that time he was rude to everyone, or he told a lie, his nose started growing longer. So now the Pinocchio was irritated. He was irritated with this nose, and every time he can see that whenever he speaks lie or mischievous, his nose grew longer. So one day he decided that, okay, God has made me, God has given me a life, he has made me a real boy. So now I will be a good boy, I will be a real boy, and I will never lie again. So that's in this chapter story. So what's the moral? We should never lie to everyone. We should always speak the truth. Okay, and this story adapted from the story of Pinocchio. Now come to new words. Carpenter, who makes and repairs wooden objects. Queer, strange, plain, completely flat. Puzzled, confused. Puppet, model of a person or an animal moved by strings. Took shape to develop a clear form. Amazed, surprised. finished, done, finished to an end, stiff, rigid, decided, to come to the to make up your mind. Okay, now come to the question answer. What did the carpenter buy? So the carpenter bought a strange piece of wood. What did he make out of it? He make a puppet. What did he call his puppet? He called him Pinocchio. What did Pinocchio say in the end? The Pinocchio said that I am a real boy and I will never lie again. हैव यू एवर सीन अ पपिट? यस, आपने बहुत सारे पपिट शो देखे होंगे. स्ट्रिंग पपिट शो, स्कल्पचर पपिट शो, ग्लव्स पपिट शो. ओके, हाउ मेनी वर्ड्स कैन यू मेक फ्रॉम पिनोकियो? Fill them in the empty box. I have already done it. Pin, hop, picnic, hip, nip, chop, inch, no, on, chip. Let's write make opposite with the words respect. We will make opposites by adding dis and in. Respect, disrespect, able, disable, efficient, inefficient, on, disown, capable, incapable, secure, insecure. Give another word from the story. That means these are synonyms: completed, finished, surprised, amazed, strange, queer, make up your mind, decided. So your last chapter Pinocchio over. I hope you enjoyed this story, you enjoyed this novel story. Thank you children, have a good day.